How's it going, guys? This is your boy LP with Lorenzo P Photography, and I have an absolutely amazing story that I want to share with you guys. But before I get into that, I just want to give you guys a little background history. I've said this in many of my videos that my dad passed away when I was 9 years old. Very turbulent and rough time in our lives. Okay, so I remember one of the last times I actually saw my dad. He said to me, he was in a hospital, and he said to me, he said, "Son, I love you. If anything was to happen to me, I want you to take care of your mother and your brother." A week later, when I went to go visit him in the hospital, he was on life support, and they said that he was brain dead. I didn't even know how to comprehend what they was telling me, but everything was kind of everything went downhill from there, and it was really rough bouncing back. And growing up, my dad was the breadwinner. He was the person who carried the family. He did all of the work. My dad really just did everything, and he was like a super dad in my eyes. And being that he did everything, my mother didn't have to do much but be a mom, cook, clean. We lost all means of getting through as a family. We lost the financial help. We lost everything. But luckily, we had an angel over us that entire time, which was my grandmother. May her soul rest in peace. But moving along, getting into the story, growing up, I had to become very independent because I knew I couldn't depend on my mom to do certain things for me. She just didn't have the financial means to make things happen. So at a very young, early age, I went out. I started working early. I started buying things for myself. I paid for my own prom, which was like $1,200. I was really happy about that. That was something that you can take pride in to, growing up when you can afford your own things. And yeah, I've always worked. I've always did things on my own. I didn't wait for no one because I knew I couldn't wait. I couldn't depend on nobody to do things that I wanted for myself in my life. So I took it upon myself to do these things on my own. Doing that, I had programmed how to become independent. I've programmed that. But in the midst of programming that, and I've become so locked in on it, on being independent and not dependent on anybody, I lost the ability to be vulnerable and to ask. And that really hurted me in the long run because I was so independent. And you can go as far as to say that it had affected my ego in some sort, but all honesty, it had, because I just couldn't allow myself, being that I've already brought myself to a place in life where I didn't have to depend on anyone. I wanted to stay there. I didn't want to have to ask anybody. And what I've noticed, sometimes when you're down, the balance is to bring yourself back up. And there's always a balance in duality in life. And the duality and the balance is where things got crossed because I didn't know how to ask. Bottom line, I didn't know how to ask for help. I didn't know how to depend on people to help me in time of need. And that's where I lost the balance. Always being independent, I didn't know how to ask. I didn't know how to say, can I please, can I have this, or can you help me with this? There was a lot of times, if you guys may or may not know, I do a lot of the photography I produce right here in my own home in the kitchen. I will show you guys that, but I don't want to mess up my little setup. But there were a lot of times I did all of the work. I had to clean the house. I had to set up. Take me about 30 to 40 minutes to set up. I would set up, get everything in place. Then I would shoot for about 2-3 hours, and then I would have to pack all the stuff away. Then get into the photography, uploading photos and editing. It was just a very, very long process. And my mom would just sit back and watch, and she would say, you need help. You need help. I want to send Winston over to help you. And I would tell her no a lot of the times because I was just so independent and I was able to do it on my own. So I would just do it on my own and not ask anybody. I didn't rely or depend on nobody. But what I've noticed, I really did needed a help, but I just didn't know how to ask for it. And the moment I started to allow my little brother to help me, so many beautiful things came out of him helping me. Not only did I get help in setting up and just being more efficient and working faster, I was able to show my brother things. I was able to expose him to certain things and expose him to what it is to work hard and do certain things in life. And also to show him, if you want something in life, you have to work hard for it. You know, nobody's going to help you. And a lot of times you will be on your own doing a lot, but is also to help show him that you can have help along your journey. And so there were so many beautiful things about that. I was able to inspire him in so many ways. So, you know, there was a divine dance going on there. I was able to teach him things. He was able to help me. And there was a great exchange of just awesomeness. Moving along, getting into my story, about to say a week ago, my keyboard to my 27-inch Mac broke. I was devastated. One of my daughters spilled something on the keyboard and it left the keyboard sticky. So I would press certain buttons, it wouldn't press, or I would press it down and it would get stuck. So it was very dumb of me, but I sprayed some solution on the keyboard, wiped it down really clean, and come to find out, me spraying solution on the keyboard, it actually broke. So look, now this was after I cleaned it, and look, you guys can't see it, but someone spilled something on it again right after I cleaned the keyboard. But anyway, this is the keyboard that broke, right? I didn't have the finances to go out to buy another Apple keyboard. So I said to myself, I need another keyboard. I looked around the house. I actually had another keyboard, but this darn thing didn't work. So this was garbage. Started looking around. I said, you know what? I'm going to check the Salvation Army. Now, you know how many times I done walked past the Salvation Army and I saw computers and keyboards and all these type of electronics in the window. I said, you know what? I'm going to try the Salvation Army. It's a quick solution, something that can just hold me over temporarily. I go to the Salvation Army and I looked around, look, and this is pretty big Salvation Army. I didn't see anything, but you know what's funny? I never asked anyone for help. I never asked anyone, did they have a keyboard? So, you know, I just went in there. I looked for maybe about 10, 15 minutes, didn't see anything. I left. 2 days later, I go to another Salvation Army, and my uncle-in-law works there. We always have great conversations, so it's always good to run into him. He's a very, very wise individual. I love speaking with him because he just speaks life into me. And we talked, and it was just a beautiful conversation. And before I left, I said to myself, I have to ask someone, do they have a keyboard? And just the thought and the idea of me asking popped in my head before I even pulled up to the Salvation Army. So moving along, right before I left out of the Salvation Army from speaking with my uncle, I asked the guy behind the counter, I said to him, I said, would you guys have a keyboard by any chance? And he said, what kind of keyboard? Musical keyboard? I said, no, you know, a keyboard for a computer. I just wanted anything would have suited just for the moment. And he looked around. He said, normally they would be in the front. Now, we didn't see any in the front. And he looked around for a bit. He was like, no, we don't have any. But then he said, wait. He was like, let me check something. He goes under the counter. And this is the part where, like, my mind was just blown away. He goes under the counter and look at what he pulled out. He pulled this out, right? Look at what it said. You guys can't see it, but it said designed by Apple in California. He goes under the counter and he hands this to me. And he opened up the case. I'll open it up for you guys. And as you can see, it was a brand new Apple keyboard. He just laid in front of me. And I absolutely could not believe what had just happened. It gave me the chills when he pulled it out, because I was just blown away. I was like, you got to be kidding me. He was like, what? I said, this is the exact same keyboard that I needed for my computer. He said, well, there you go. And this goes into my whole rant about my story and about asking. I never asked anyone in that first Salvation Army store, did they have a keyboard? The moment I asked, look at what I got. Now, if you guys look on this box, it says $4.99. So I only paid $4.99 for a brand new Apple keyboard that I can use for my computer. I wanted to share this with you guys because I thought it was amazing. By the way, there is an awesome video on YouTube by TED Talks where Amanda Palmer goes into the art of asking. I will link that video in the description below. Please be sure to watch it because I think it's powerful. Don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. That's just something that I want to share with you guys. I love you guys. Thank you for the love and support. And I'm going to ask you guys to please keep sending me your positive energy, sending me your love, and sending me your support because I greatly appreciate it. I love you guys. Peace. Guys, this is the brand new iMac keyboard that I got from the Salvation Army. As you can see, it's freshly, look, the wrapper is still on here, okay? This is crazy, man. I still can't believe this. I got the chills just even thinking about this. Look, it still has the instructions and look at that. Look, this stuff wasn't even touched. It wasn't even open. I don't know who donated this to the Salvation Army, but whoever did, I just want to thank you for that because you made the hairs on the back of my neck and my arms stand up. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a video on the keyboard, man. Once again, I had to share this story because I just thought it was an amazing story. But yeah, this is the old keyboard and this is the new one. Now it's time to pair this baby up with my iMac. Oh yeah, by the way, I didn't share this in the video, but I also bought these cool suspenders. I got 3 of them for $5. Not bad, right? You know me, guys. Listen, man. I just had an amazing day today, and I just wanted to share with you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for all the love and support, and I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. Peace.